So the International Titans Basket Limited is a Guernsey company that's listed on the Bermuda Stock Exchange. This company has been in existence for 5 years and 3 months, and it will come to fruition at the end of September. The share price is available daily on the internet and on Bloomberg, so making it easy for investors to determine what the value is of the prevailing share price. The share is designed such that for the new phase, that if they go in with $100, the worst case in 5 years' time will be $105. The upside is linked to the MSCI World developed markets, and the performance is maxed out at $150. So the benefits of the International Titans is that it gives the investor exposure to equity in the event that equity is done well, because they get a 200% leverage on the performance of the MSCI, up to a point where they've made 50% in dollars. It also enables them to be with equity and not take the downside risk if the markets go down, in the sense that their worst case payout is $105 after 5 years. So the MSCI World Index is the top 23 developed markets. The shares in those markets are rebalanced and included in an index by Morgan Stanley. And these shares typically are for investors who want developed market exposure. And they don't know which shares to buy specifically, but they would like the share class. And this index facilitates a very good economic exposure to the best equities at all points in time. So the first tranche, which is going to mature in September, has been very successful. The investors have made 150% Rand profit, which compares to 90% had they invested in the top 40 index on the JSE, inclusive of dividends. So this has been with no capital at risk. So the market has a number of structured products. Very few of them are designed as a share, in that this share enables those people who'd been there for the first 5 years to buy into the phase 2 or sell out. And it also enables new people to come into the company, which means that the setup costs and the operational costs are shared and are much less than if you had to recreate an asset, as what our competitors often have to do. The advantage of owning a share is that you only pay tax one day when you sell the share, or when the share declares a dividend to you. So in the case of a note or a structured note, often those are settled at the end in cash, which means that the investor then has to reinvest in the market or find another investment opportunity, but can't stay with the same share. So the minimum investment size is 12,000 US dollars, or some 180,000 Rand. And the target market would be investors who are keen to get the best quality international stocks, which are made up in the MSCI World Developed Market Index, who want a passive investment in the sense that that part of their money, they're happy to go with the asset class and it rebalances as the index does. But they don't want to take the downside risk to equities, in the sense that if they invest in this share and the market goes down, they still get $105, which effectively compensates them for the interest they would have lost had they put the money in the bank, or the inflation which prevails in the US for that 5-year period. So this opportunity dovetails with the existing share, and that closes at the end of September, which means that all subscriptions for these shares will have to be made by then. The investors can utilize their 1 million annual discretionary allowances. They can use asset swaps if it's a trust or if they've utilized all their capacity. And they can use legitimate cleared monies they have overseas, or the 4 to 10 million tax allowance that they can apply for. So the real reason why investors show interest in these shares is that they get twice the market's performance if the market's positive, albeit that they can max out at 50% in dollars. And at the same time, they get this benefit that if the markets go down, they still get $105 back, which really gives them a nice blend and an opportunity to be in equities, but really only when it's good.